All right, boys and girls, it is time once again for the Guys Weekend podcast. I am Josh Tenney, along with, as always, better late than never, doing his thing on the weekends. Almost got talked into going to a family dinner last minute.
Oh, we went. That's why I'm home now. Yeah.
Brandon Parks.
Yeah, so we went to Paps today, play some games, do some haircuts. We didn't end up leaving there until like 5:30. I went to the Lizard, the one I'm allowed in. As soon as I walked in, we see the manager that we know and love there. Shout out to Big John for the hospitality. I'd like to also mention that Maggie barely, and I say this just barely, a sea hair away from shitting her pants after we left there. We're getting off the highway, and she's doing, like, when you got to pee real bad and, like, your leg starts to jitter. But then, when you poop real bad and it gets uncomfortable and you have to, like, move in your seat because you're like, I don't know what's going to happen. I need to make sure that I have all thrusters.
Sometimes you got to get your knees up to your chest.
Yeah, all power is going right to your sphincter. You don't want to lose control. Even a millimeter is too much because then it gets messy. She gets out of the truck, slams the door, crab walks to the front door, and I can see her up there fucking with her keys. I'm trying to get everything out. So what happened from the time she went from the front door to the bathroom, which is, I don't know, like 30 steps, not even 20 steps. She might have already shit herself. So I'd like to say that I have not yet this year, and we are now in February. Oh no, I haven't done the deed. So guess what I had for dinner?
Was it one of those things where she's got her hand on her ass and then she's going like this?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Trying to get to the bed.
Yeah.
Gangway.
It was photo finish for sure. My
Good.
dinner.
So if you go downstairs right now, could there be a little crusty on the CD?
100%. 100%. I'm gonna have to check. I had muff for dinner. Right in front of the family. The whole family was involved, It's great. Nothing like eating muff in front of your family. It's just
was there enough to go around?
Enough muff to go around?
That's the question.
No, it was only a single helping of muff. The old muffaletta. Because it is that time of the year where all of us sinners get to give up something for Jesus Christ himself. I will tell you what I'm not giving up: drinking, because that was fucking stupid. So little muffaletta. And speaking of which, this reminds me, so let's circle back. The little doo-doo crusty on the toilet. Pap was like, hey, bud. He was mad because apparently we left the cabin in disarray. I'm like, what? I guess there was a little bit of mud from somebody's boots in front of the heater. I'm like, okay, my bad, guy. And then Magoo, which that dick, he was cleaning out the entire refrigerator to get everything out of there. Apparently left half of a carton of milk in there, and it was not good for cereal when Pap got up there to the cabin. So he was unhappy. And he goes, whoever messed themselves in the outhouse, there was shit all over the toilet seat. And I'm like, whoa. I said, I took a picture of that. I have the time code of when we first got up there before I even dropped trowel in there. We don't know where it came from. I said, we tried scraping it off there. I said, it was frozen on there. We couldn't get it off. And I said, I know exactly what you're talking about. He goes, well, it was there. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, dude, because it wasn't us. Like, nobody doo-dooed on the seat except for Logan. Logan definitely doo-dooed on the seat when he was up there last. That was definitely him. So, but that's been cleaned since then, so I don't know why it would be a thing. But he's still convinced it was us that left shit on the toilet seat. I'm like, Pap, I said, of all the things we've done up there, you really think I would let poop just sit on the toilet seat? Come on, guy.
We literally had a guy throw up in the entire fucking room.
The whole thing.
He cleaned it up.
Yeah, that's the cleanest that outhouse has ever been. That bathroom has ever been, ever. It probably ever will be.
And was swallowing down chunks while he was cleaning it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Jesus. Well, You win some, you lose some, I guess. And what we've always made a funny to, a laugh to, about the birds not being real came to fruition. Got a little scary there for a few days. We had a little visitor from overseas come through the Midwest, and it wasn't Joe Dirt in a hot air balloon, and it wasn't a Rever balloon, as the fucking Chinese like to say. Those cocksuckers. I just seen an article today that said that they are considering bringing sanctions and mounting for an attack because the United States shot down their balloon over the United States. They said it was an unprompted act of war. How do you fly that shit? Like, if we did that to any other country in the world, and we just put a probe up there, and we just let it float. Oh no, we lost track of it, and it got shot down. Like, fuck that! You're ready to rock and roll right then and there. China, fuck you, China.
Biden probably buy them a new one.
Yeah, it's true. Biden, and why didn't he act sooner? Well, we don't want to shoot it down. Why not? Anybody else would shoot it down.
You got that far into the country?
No shit.
How fast was that thing going?
Oh, it couldn't have been fast. I guess it depends on the weather, right? Or was it even propelled by anything? Hold on, I gotta look this.
It was one of those fucking those fire lanterns,
Oh, this is, wait a minute. Chinese spy balloon crashed off Hawaii coast 4 months ago. Oh my God, is time officially a construct? We're just now seeing it? Is it like outer space? Oh no. Shot down a Chinese balloon, South Carolina, 7 days after it was allowed to drift across the continental United States. 7 days. They let that shit go. Why don't you just give them the codes to the nuke? Give them the fucking key to the front door of the White House. Christ, it's Red Dawn. It's happening. Goddamn Chineses. Surveillance balloons are also briefly transmitted at least 3 times. Okay, whatever. Trump shot them down. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. Whatever. 7 days. Wow.
7 days.
7 days. That was a good movie. So as we were at Din Din tonight, I asked them, Amanda and Brett and Pam and Ryan and Katie and the whole kit and caboodle, what topics we should discuss on this episode, since it's late and we didn't get into any drunken shenanigans this weekend. And the Chinese balloon was one of them. Super Bowl, obviously. Go Eagles. Fuck you, Patrick Mahomes, and your annoying ass wife and your gay little brother that just likes to dance for TikTok. So that clears that up. Favorite meat to smoke? Any? Cool. The crown is, I do have a new crown. It is permanent now. Yeah. It's good to go. I went in there and they were like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry to hear that it failed on you." I'm like, it was completely 110% my fault. Drunk as balls, handful of candy, boop, right out of there. So that was nice.
Hey, pretty soon they're gonna start, referring to Patrick Mahomes as Jackson Mahomes' brother instead of the other way around.
Jesus, I hope not. God, that kid's just he's so weird. Listen, the NFL needs a villain, right? Why can't it be Patrick Mahomes?
He's too nice.
Fuck him. I don't care if he's nice or not. I don't like the guy.
Why not?
I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way.
He's not even a douchebag.
I know.
Like him and Jalen Hurts seem like two of the nicest people.
Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts, but I don't know. Okay, what other quarterback in the league is going to be the villain? Like, who's the guy? Like, why was Tom Brady a bad guy? Because he has a chiseled face and he was banging a supermodel for 10 years? That's what makes him a bad guy? No, you didn't like him because he was smug and he won too many fucking Super Bowls, and it's just like, yeah, okay, cool. I don't like. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him.
The bad guys are going to be the Miami Dolphins if they let that fucking quarterback step foot on their field next year.
Oh boy,
that needs to be a no-go. It takes one more bad hit, his brain's going to be mush.
Scrambled. He's done for. Like
his parents came out this week and said, "Yeah, I think his goal is to play again next year." I'm
holy
like,
shit!
Fuck, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, that's
all
rough.
of you.
Take that money and run, man. Damn. Well, it's the love of the game, I guess. But shit. How many times can you get your bell rung? What was that movie, Varsity Blues, where they kept track of how many concussions that dude had?
Mm.
And after you had so many, you couldn't play for the rest of the season or whatever.
My favorite was Not Another Teen Movie. When they spoofed him, and what's funny is they used the same actor.
It's great. Wow, what a classic movie.
Varsity Blues is underrated.
I enjoy that movie. Yeah, it was a good movie. I actually bought that in the $5 bin when after let's see, that would have been back at Liberty Lane. That was one of the movies I bought, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen this. It's a football movie, and I'm like, yeah, whipped cream bikini, solid. Yeah, good movie.
So I take it you're going to take the Eagles.
Yes,
in the Super Bowl.
Yes, 100%. I want the Eagles.
It's going to be the Chiefs.
I know, but here's hoping that spoofed picture that I found on the internet today that I shared comes.
I actually really hope that score. It's got to be that score exactly.
I would shit a brick. It'd be awesome.
As it
37-34.
3 hours and 36 minutes of playtime. I think it said on there something like that. That'd be if all of that hit.
Listen, if the attendance is within 1,000 of what they put on there, I'm convinced that's what it was. It was like 66,430 some people.
Oh, it's sold out, so they probably already know the number. That's what the seat is, and taking into account the extra tickets and stuff for like giveaways and stuff, everything. It's probably fairly accurate within 100 people.
Oh shit! They could fix elections. Why couldn't we fix a Super Bowl? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Yes, I would like to see. I really don't give a rat's ass who wins. Like I said, I just don't care for Patrick Mahomes. I understand he's a nice guy and all that, but mainly just because I don't want to see his wife and his stupid brother do stupid shit.
They both toned it down a little bit this year.
Well, yeah, probably because he kept that pimp hand strong and said, "Listen, you guys are embarrassing." Like the coach from Letterkenny. It's fucking embarrassing. That's exactly what he did. Good for him.
Oh, have you seen the Shoresy show on Hulu?
I have not. Is it any good?
No, I need to watch it. I've been meaning to. I let that shit build up like a season or two, and then I just fucking wrecked 2-3 seasons in a row.
Oh, dude.
Like I'll watch like 24 episodes in like fucking a day and a half.
I just started watching it again. Maggie's like, "Why are you watching this? Can we watch something else?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
It's
just great.
So fun, and it gets funny. It's one of those things that stays funny. Like
yeah, and there's always something that you're just like, oh, fuck. Like I was eating spaghetti the other day. Shreddy sketties, boys. Shreddy sketty, and I'm like, I fucking can't unhear it. So yeah, I need to watch Shoresy. Good old Letterkenny. Gotta love it. Bonnie McMurray. Oof. Yeah, that's one to write home about. I pondered this while at Paps today. I used the restroom after eating my pizza.
You made it to the toilet, right?
I did. Come to find out that he is still using that 8th ply toilet paper at home. Do you think that there's a point in time in the human life cycle that your leather Cheerio becomes like leather? Like, do you think it builds up a callus to where you're not just just rubbing that fucker raw every time you go in there?
I would think probably.
It's beyond me. Like, I have no idea how he still uses it. Like, he's just got rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls of it. I'm like, Pat, I'll give you the $20 to go get some good toilet paper. Like, is that what you need?
He's getting that from like a surplus store for like $3.
He's getting it from Aunt Deanna because she takes it from the school. That's where all that shit comes from the cabin.
Allegedly.
Because they just throw it away. I'm like, yeah, let them throw it away. Nobody wants to look at that shit. It's like thinner than like tracing paper. Like, it's bad. You could blow and like snap it in half. You could blow a hole through it. I'm like, man, there's no way Pap enjoys using this. Like,
so then that's how you wind up like the one guy that made the video of him sticking his finger up in the toilet paper and then doing that and then using the toilet paper to wipe his finger off.
Yeah. And then you have the little square after that to get it out of your fingernail. That fucking guy. Good for him. All right, old wives' tales. Any of these? Do you believe what is an old wives' tale that you have heard? I mean, I've heard a bunch since we were kids. Keeping your eyes crossed will stay like that. Obviously, not true.
I was always told that if you have your eyes crossed and you get smacked in the back of the head, then they're going to stay like that.
Swimming after eating. That's
bullshit.
Yeah, peeing on a jellyfish. That is also not true.
I think the sting. No, I don't. So I think the ammonia in your urine is supposed to take away some of the pain.
Yes. So according to this article that I have pulled up here, they said that is poppycock, and they said that the tentacles, once they hit your skin, the venom is already underneath the layer of skin, therefore will not alleviate any of the pain, and that you should pick off the tentacles, use salt water to rub the area clean, and then pick off or scrape off the rest of the stinging cells, and then rinse the area to alleviate the pain. I don't know. I've never been stung by a jellyfish. I'm sure it doesn't feel good.
That's why this ginger doesn't go to the ocean, man.
Fair. I mean, yeah. People are just into golden showers, I guess. Like what you like. Bulls hate the color red. I knew that was a farce. I think it has something to do with the motion of the
ocean. What?
Yeah, the flag that they're dangling, the angle of the dangle, so to speak. 5-second rule. Now, the very last sentence of this little paragraph here, I will fight tooth and nail for, because I believe it. And all the naysayers out there that yelled at me for doing this, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'll read you the last two. One 2016 study published in the Applied Environmental Microbiology tested a variety of foods on various floor surfaces, and it found that no food completely avoided contamination. Watermelon picked up the most germs, while gummy candy picked up the fewest. Do you know how many pieces of candy I've eaten off the floor in public places? Probably more than I should care to admit online, out loud.
It probably took him 10 minutes to count to 5.
Yeah. So
he's using a 5-minute rule.
Yeah, it's like I will continue to eat food when it falls off onto the floor. Don't care where we're at. Unless it's a bathroom. I don't think I've ever eaten anything off the floor in a bathroom. Or have I?
Probably.
Probably. I do have some lines.
Do you?
I think that's I think that's probably one of them.
Not schmanding.
Yeah, touche. Now, have I eaten in the bathroom? Yes. It's not the same thing, right? Because it's not hitting the floor. I mean, it's still gross if you think about it. You're taking food into a public restroom, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing with like your toothbrushes. Do you put covers on your toothbrushes when you're done using them?
No,
because I don't. So I guess there's still poo particles in the air. Like, is it still getting in your mouth?
That's why I only get sick every 3 years. I've been ingesting urine and shit for the last fucking 36 years.
That's fair. I like it. I think it bodes well. 7 years to digest a piece of gum. I was told that several times as a child.
How long does it
Uh,
take?
Within about a week, the swallowed gum will reemerge in your stool.
That's what I thought.
Uh, and they still say it's
I mean, you're technically not digesting it.
right, but you also don't digest corn, so
Yeah, the corn has no nutritional value.
yeah, it's just like celery.
It's it, and corn is like the first genetically modified food.
Oh, then why am I buying the non-GMO corn? That's bullshit.
It's corn stalks used to be
Imagine that.
completely solid.
It's fantastic. Humans only use 10% of their brains. Um,
I believe we
mm,
only use 10% at a time.
that's what I thought. This is saying, uh, in reality, the entire human brain is constantly active, even when we are sleeping. That's not the same as using it, right? I wouldn't
I
say.
think each spot of the brain is being used for whatever you're doing at that moment. You know, whether it
Yeah,
part of your brain that's up and around when or working when you're up and around throughout the day. That same part of your brain isn't working when you're asleep.
yeah. It's the right
You
tool for
know,
the right job. So you
yeah,
fire
yeah.
right when you need it.
Your
Yeah.
your brain is like your body's Swiss Army knife. Whatever
Hmm,
state your body's in,
good
that's what
comparison.
that's what your brain
I
uses.
also learned that I was listening to another podcast, the Huberman Lab podcast, which is fantastic if you like um, things about the human body and how it reacts and the neuroscience of things, real nerdy shit. Um, but there is a moment in time while you are sleeping, while you're at rest, that everything completely shuts down. And there's a moment, whether it be 10 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, where everything in your body stops all at once. Like there is no the breathing, everything just stops, and you can't do anything. You can't move your arms, your muscles, anything, and it's just your brain living in the moment. And I thought that was just absolutely wild to think about. Like if you're just laying there and while you're sleeping, shit just stops working. You're not able to use your arms, your legs, nothing, digestive, anything, nothing. Just your brain shuts down so that you can relax. It's fucking wild. And that it kicks back on. It knows to kick back on. That you're not just, well, I guess you can't wake up dead, but
Eh,
it knows to do that. It's fucking
can't you?
crazy.
What do vampires do?
That's true. I think, are vampires really dead though?
Yeah, they're well
They're just
they're the undead. They're
so
part of the undead family. Trying to
so
fix the lighting over here. It's fucking getting on my nerves.
so if it's undead, that so you're not dead then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Living dead? What classifies as dead? No.
You're not dead, but you're not alive. So I guess that's undead. You're closer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Fuck.
That's a brain teaser there. I don't.
Thank you, Bram Stoker.
Yeah. Fucking Dracula. Don't go outside with wet hair. You will catch a cold.
Yeah, I've always known that was false.
Um, but you may want to dry your hair anyway. Some research suggests that when it is cold outside, cold virus can reproduce more efficiently in your body. I was also under the belief that it is good to sleep in colder weather or colder temperatures rather, because it doesn't give bacteria and viruses time or a suitable environment to become a thing. And I was told that in, I believe, sixth grade when we went to Stan Hewitt Halls, they had each one of the kids' rooms had like a little room that jutted off that was just nothing but windows, and then a door back into their main room. And they would sleep out there in the winter months because they just left the windows open, and it was cool, and that's how they avoided getting sick. Now, all those people are dead now. I don't know if it's because of old age or they caught a cold and died, but um, one of those things. Uh,
They probably caught COVID-7.
that's true. Damn, man, I didn't even think about that. Definitely could have. Old wives' tale. The next one on the list here: foods with mayonnaise spoil faster. Now, Maggie is one that cannot handle leftovers. If it's an hour later, she's throwing it away. Like I opened a pack of turkey, it's just regular, or no, it was ham. It was ham on what's today? Sunday, Tuesday. She goes, "We need to throw this out." I'm like, what? Like this shit's still good for? It's chock full of preservatives.
I use the smell test.
Yeah, I'm like, this doesn't smell. It smells like ham. I'm gonna eat it. I know what bad ham smells like.
That expiration date is a suggestion.
I agree. So,
hey, bread. I'm the same way with bread. I
Yep.
check it if it's still soft, even if it's slightly stale, as long as it's got no fuzz growing on it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
And now I've done that before too. Where like I'll go to make like a sandwich. I'm like halfway into the loaf, and I'm like, oh shit, and it's like right on the corner of the crust. I just pick that off. I just eat the bread.
I mean, I might throw that part away, but I'll check to make sure there's nothing on the next couple slices.
Oh yeah. Now if we're dinging a dime-sized mark on a piece of bread, I'm eating the whole thing usually. Listen, I had a loaf of bread in the refrigerator. So Maggie bought it, I don't know, right around Thanksgiving. Dude, I was still eating that shit come Christmas. It was good. Like there was nothing wrong with it. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a little tough.
Milk, I got a science to milk in the expiration date. The more milk that's in the container, the more time you have after the expiration date.
I like that.
Like if you've got that much in, chances are a day or two after the expiration date, it's probably going to be bad. But if you've got like a half a gallon left into it after the expiration date, you still got like 4-5 days.
I agree. Nana used to always say it would go a week after expiration. And I'm like, yeah, I usually do the old take a whiff of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've caught myself a couple times getting a nice big bowl of cereal and I grab it out of there and I'm like, oh, it expired yesterday. Yeah, same thing. It's halfy. And like, I cap it. Yeah, it smells like milk. I pour it in there and I get into that bowl of cereal and I'm in it. I'm watching cartoons or something. Yes, I'm 31 and I still watch cartoons on Saturdays. It's great. And then I'm like, this doesn't taste right. And then my breath smells real funny. And I'm like, maybe I fucked up. Like I smell the bowl of cereal and I'm like, oh Christ, that doesn't smell so good. So then I'm left with, is there enough cereal in here that I could just finish it and then be okay, or should I just get rid of the rest of the whole bowl of cereal? And it's like, I hate to be wasteful, so most of the time I just power through it. And I usually give it the old shake test too. Like if it's streaking on the side of the gallon,
There's one time I was like, I don't know, 8, 9, maybe 10 years old. So fucking tired at my grandparents' house. I pour a bowl, take out what I think is milk, grab it, unscrew it, pour it, screw it back on, put it back in the fridge, start eating, and I'm like, oh, this is really tangy.
Yeah.
Apparently, I looked down and I put orange juice.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was like Fruity Pebbles. I mean, it wasn't awful.
Okay. I feel like that's one of the cereals you could get away with doing that. You an almond milk fan?
I won't drink it straight. I'll put it in cereal though.
So I think I've only ever had it in cereal.
The orange juice or any fruit drink or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'll let that shit go.
Oh, that yellow can mellow, baby.
My thought process is the longer it goes past expiration date, the more chances I can get drunk.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know if that's scientifically accurate, but
yeah. Hey, we can ask that friend of Alex's if he knows anything about that.
Yeah, maybe.
Could try it. I think I still have There is some juice in it. Like I found. So I needed some apple juice for something I don't know, braising or injecting. It was pork or something like that. And I thought I had Magoo and then brought over like a little 6-pack of like juice boxes or whatever for Bert and all that. She's like, "Oh, let's just leave these here." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it. I'll use one of these, mix it in there with my whiskey and, spritz it on the meat, whatever." So I'm looking around. I'm like, "Shit, it's not in here." I'm like, "Oh, well, let me go look." I said, "Maybe I left it outside in the cooking thing." So I start meandering through the garage. I'm not sure where or who brought this little carton of apple juice over. I'm not going to go into the date, but there was definitely not 2 twos in the year, in the 4-digit year. And I poked a hole in that bad boy, and I spritzed the ever living shit out of that meat, and it was delicious. Definitely, probably a little bit expired, but that's okay.
Were you ever told as a child coffee stunts your growth?
I never drank coffee, but yeah,
I wasn't told coffee. I was told caffeine.
yeah. That's fair. I have an individual at work that asked me if I want to smoke weed, and I tell him no because it'll stunt my growth. And he just kind of looks at me. I'm like, well, can't help it, dude. Foods with mayonnaise spoil faster. It's not always true. Now, before I read down on this, did you know you don't have to refrigerate mayonnaise?
I did not. Well, I mean, they don't refrigerate it in the stores.
Right. So even after you open it, like there's some things that, like hot sauce, you should put it in the fridge to preserve it. Which I do with some of them. Most of them I don't. But
Hot sauce, I
mayonnaise,
do. I like cold. I like cold hot
yeah,
sauce.
yeah, it's good. But yeah, mayonnaise, you can open the lid and just put it back in your pantry. It's one of those foods that you can actually do that with. So
Hair of the dog.
hair of the dog, yeah. Oh, now
That's
this was one. Yes, so no, and that's completely false. Hair of the dog.
I still follow it. We all
Yeah, I mean,
still follow it.
it makes me feel better. It's
Most of it, like you need to just suck it up.
yeah. You knew you were going to be hungover when you had that 39th beer. Okay, so fucking nut up and let's go. Yeah. So actually, I found out a little bit more about that when I had my concussion, when I fell at Willis's house, allegedly Willis's neighbor's house. That's what it was. It cracked my noodle on the ground. That shit was crazy. So like, I sat down at the bar, and I had like, I don't know, half a beer, not even, and it just felt like everything was like shrinking and expanding, just like real fast, like whoa, 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 and it like wouldn't stop. And I'm like, this is not good. I need to go do something. So I'm sitting on the couch downstairs, freaking the fuck out. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm gonna throw up. I feel sick. I feel dizzy. Everything's moving, but I'm not moving. Like, this is crazy. So it was the fact that the alcohol was dehydrating my brain, causing it to shrivel, and the concussion was causing my brain to swell, and they were both happening at the same time. What a weird thing to experience. Absolutely nuts. And then like the next day, I went out to eat, and I had one sip of a beer. It did the same thing. Didn't even finish it. I'm like, God damn, that's terrible. Nana used to tell us this. Same with Rhonda. Feed a cold, starve a fever. I don't think it was that way. I thought it was feed a fever, starve a cold. Either way. Starving a fever.
I'm one of those people though. If I'm running a fever,
It was feed a cold, starve a fever. Okay.
I'll bundle up,
Sweat it out.
Get under blankets, sweat it out.
Yeah.
It's a miserable couple hours though.
Yeah. No, I don't want to go look at 15 other health myths that make doctors cringe. I don't care. Overdo it. Oh yeah, the hair of the dog. Yeah. Chocolate gives you acne.
Turkey makes you tired.
Tryptophan.
God damn it, man. listen, I don't care what anybody says. I'll eat a pound of turkey on Thanksgiving. Within a half an hour, I'm passed out on the couch.
Well, it's
I
not the
don't
turkey
give a
itself.
shit. I know.
It's just the tryptophan.
But
So,
it is the turkey. If
I mean, I
turkey
guess.
has tryptophan, then it is the turkey. That's like saying that it's not, you don't need the coffee, you need the caffeine. Well, people like the coffee, so it is the coffee they need. Fuck. I
Well,
mean,
I think
you're not going out there and getting fucking a lot of those people that want coffee aren't going out there and getting a bottle of Mountain Dew and chugging it in the first thing in the morning. You know what I mean?
right. I feel like coffee's the vessel for the caffeine. So turkey's the vessel for tryptophan.
But both can't control the caffeine content.
True.
They both
True.
can't. The turkey can't control the tryptophan content. You know, so
It's fair.
if it's infused and one
Yeah.
is the other, then they are both the same.
That's a fair point.
That's Magoo logic.
That is Magoo logic. Don't eat spicy food if you're prone to ulcers. I can tell you that is false, because fuck that.
I mean, if you're prone to ulcers, it doesn't matter. But if you've already got an ulcer, it's probably not helping.
Oh, it's probably not good. It says used to think spicy foods were no good for people with peptic ulcers, which they thought I had. Shown that it's not necessarily the case. In fact, there's some evidence to suggest that hot peppers, which contain a chemical called capsaicin, may actually help to heal ulcers by inhibiting acid production in the stomach. You just may want to avoid eating spicy foods before you go to bed, probably because you get heartburn. I feel like the same thing there. Like when you eat hot peppers to heal an ulcer, it's like when you get you bite the inside of your lip or your cheek and you put salt on it. It just it burns like a motherfucker, but it just helps the healing process. I love doing that though.
Yeah.
Pretzel rods, you just
It's usually the salt that gives you the ulcers too in the first place.
And you're like, damn.
You're eating a half a bag of salt and vinegar potato chips.
Oh my God.
I mean, even though it's probably the vinegar that's fucking doing it,
your lips, and then the corner of your lips gets that. Oh no, that's gonna suck.
Overdoing it on pumpkin seeds to the point where your inside of your mouth is peeling.
Holy shit, sunflower seeds for me. You get that real wrinkly feeling on the inside of your cheek. You've just been sucking on seeds for 8 hours. But I love them. The old rum gum for babies. Did you ever rum gum any of your children? Allegedly?
No, I was though.
Okay.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
I was told it worked.
Yeah, this says on one hand, it may seem harmless to dab such a minute quantity of alcohol on your baby's guns, not to mention that you are desperate to soothe their pain. However, a very small of alcohol can be toxic to a baby and is strongly discouraged by medical professionals. Those guys clearly are super fun at parties.
I mean, is that the same thing as 20% of the scientific community saying that climate change is man-made, but the other, 80% are saying they're full of shit, but everybody else will go by the 20% of people because it fits their narrative.
Yes.
God damn it! I'm watching.
I've
been watching Restaurant Stakeout. With the wife, and the last 3 episodes, every ad that comes up is that fucking cartoon, fucking nature changer. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's fucking stupid. And they'll show 3 ads back to back. It's a minute and a half ads, and all 3 ads that come across in that minute and a half are fucking.
It's like the sports betting ads here in Ohio.
Moms for climate change.
Moms for climate change. How about those moms go get a job or do something productive other than bitch about things? You fucking Karen. So instead of doing that, you should pump your child full of a bunch of medicines because that breeds dependency when they're older. This said, instead of trying that, use natural remedies such as massaging a warm washcloth on your baby's gums. Or you could just put them in the dryer on a low cycle. That's terrible. I kid.
Hey, you need your children quieted down?
Yeah.
Casey Anthony.
Oh,
Bad.
boom. There it is. Oh shit. I love it. Man, that's fantastic. Let's see what else is on here. I am not going to get into the aliens at Wright Pat Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. That is the Aunt Debbie special. I don't know if she has officially smoked enough weed to make herself paranoid. Probably. But that's a whole thing. If I knew we could get her on a podcast to do it and be done in an hour and have her just go on one of her things, like she could do the podcast on her own. It would just be her talking to herself for an hour. It would make for some interesting content because some of the shit she says, you're just like, what the fuck? Smoke another one. Oh, Josh, do you know what it is tonight? How could I forget? Have you looked outside? It's a full moon. Don't forget to set out your moon water tonight. Moon water. Amanda has her jars outside for moon water.
I need to get some black friends because they don't do that shit.
I still don't remember what we had this conversation at Ryan's house in the garage, and I don't remember what the whole. I don't know, because the moon's shining different things down and the water. I don't know. I don't know. She likes moon water, I guess.
You know what I went down a rabbit hole this week about? Rabbit hole of the week.
Oh, that's a new segment we could do.
The wife started to showed me a couple videos of a guy making a series of TikTok videos about Neil Armstrong. And apparently there is a belief that there is about 3 minutes of audio cut off before he says one small step that is him saying, God, their children are big, and talking about other living life forms on the moon.
Okay. So I went into a little bit. I didn't go full rabbit hole. The whole notion of, oh my God, what was it? That we've never been to space. That it's always been faked because nothing can go higher than 400 miles above the Earth's surface. So how is it that we've successfully sent a space shuttle 2,800 miles to the moon accurately, and that they actually did it and came back successfully? That they said basically it's a 1 in a million shot. And I'm like, I wonder. I didn't dive into it. I kind of want to. I kind of want to have a whole space episode where we just where we get the foil out, like we actually make the hats, and we do it.
Apparently, not too long after Neil Armstrong came back, did he? I mean, there was a point where he just basically disappeared.
Yeah,
like no, you couldn't find him, couldn't do interviews with him, couldn't do anything. Apparently, according to legend, whatever he saw up there freaked him out enough that he just became very reclusive.
Wasn't he the one that got caught filmed punching that dude in the face for saying that the moon landing was fake?
I thought that was Buzz.
Was it Buzz?
Buzz
Okay.
Aldrin, yeah.
Okay.
Let's face it, though. Buzz Aldrin never even stepped foot. He didn't get out of that fucking shuttle.
No, well,
not until that flag was getting planted.
Yeah,
just so they can get the
picture.
The pictures.
That's all I wanted. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't want to be the first guy out there.
And so this is why I start trying to think that maybe the moon landing was staged. Like I can go back and forth. Like at a moment's notice, you give me.
Yeah.
So the technology. You had the camera footage of them walking on space. Cameras were shit in the 60s, man.
Right.
Like, how do you get a camera that worked in space?
Yeah. You could barely get them to work here.
It takes
how do you record audio when there's no air?
How do you record audio? Well, I mean, they're catching the mics, but there shouldn't be any other audio from like
outside
of it. Like you shouldn't hear footsteps.
No,
because sound doesn't travel in space.
Right.
So
yeah, we're gonna have to let's bring Alex in on this one. Amanda, start brushing up on your space theories. We're gonna do a burner. We all four of us will have a couple drinks. And
film is so sensitive. Like any you could fuck up film so easily.
Yeah.
Like, you mean the cold temperatures in space, especially, I'm assuming from where they were, wasn't very bright. So I'm assuming it was very cold.
Listen, I got yelled at as a kid for popping the lid open on a thing of film just to look in it and put it back.
Oh yeah.
You ruined the whole roll. But it can travel round trip 5,000 miles, 6,000 miles, no issues. Crystal clear. Well, crystal clear images for the time. You know, it wasn't great. See, yeah. Really makes you wonder if it's like the Truman Show.
To the point that not only have we not sent anybody else to the moon since then, but many attempts just to exit the Earth's atmosphere in the last 50 years, people have died because of the crafts exploding. Like, come on, man.
And it made it far enough with people on there. But then I guess, shoe on the other foot, how are they consistently launching rockets? I mean, I guess the rockets can go out into space. Like SpaceX. I mean, there's no way that they're faking that. There's people like there watching it, seeing it with their own eyes, that something being launched into space. Whether it goes that far, I don't know.
Who do you think is the next person, the next entity to get safely land onto a atmosphere other than Earth? Do you think it's Musk? What's his name from Amazon? Bezos? Or do you think it's the United States government?
Ooh, I think I'd have to put my money on Musk. Just because I think he's got that. He's the wild card, you know? Like he's just crazy enough to do whatever the fuck he wants. I feel like Bezos is very calculated, and he doesn't want to piss it away. Like he's going to take the time to do it.
Can you imagine that blue penis landing on the moon?
Fucker. Well, there's never successfully been a non-sanctioned like government space travel, right? They haven't. Nobody has ever funded their own trip to space, essentially.
I mean, aside from the last couple years with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos,
right? So, weren't they? Didn't they? What fucking year was that where they raffled off, or they opened that thing up for people taking the first trips to Mars or whatever it was? They were taking like 2,000 applicants or whatever.
I think they started doing that in like 2020. It was like right before COVID.
And you basically were signing up for a trip that you're not coming back for?
Yeah. I think it takes like, the travel was like, I think they said it takes like 6 years to get out there.
That's fucking wild. Like, I don't think I could sign up to do that. Like on one hand, you're doing something that's probably never been done before, or you're just going to get corralled, drugged, and thrown in a semi-truck and get tested on at some black site out in the middle of the desert.
Hey, you know what I also started thinking about? Well, I started thinking about this Saturday. So where I'm working, I'm rolling out our new WMS system, our new scanners and everything, and I'm getting that already. And I'm just sitting there thinking, what are the chances that within the last 50 years that any country, whether it's us or our enemies, what are the chances that they have just like buried active nuclear warheads like
Very good.
in the ground, that all anybody has to do is just press one button, and it's like one of those, you've seen the videos of like people sitting on airbags, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that ends up being like an entire country.
Yeah. I mean, I believe it. I think the odds are very good. I think there are a lot of.
I think 100%. If anybody's got them in their ground, it's probably Russia, and we put them there with how many American spies we've had over there in the last 40 years.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just going to consistently be this pissing back and forth thing of like, okay, motherfucker, let's do it. Again, though, on the flip side, how many Russian spies are here in the United States that could be doing the same thing? We don't know about it. So it's like, who's going to do it first? Who's going to click the red shiny button and just wipe Idaho off the map? Or,
is Idaho even on the map?
I don't know. Blow up a fucking train station in Kiev. Just absolutely obliterate some small town somewhere. Man, could you imagine that? That'd be fucking crazy. Man, as Magoo would say, bad headspace. I don't want to. That's. Whew.
So news for everybody. I'm gonna be taking a day off on Tuesday.
Yeah, you are.
And we may or may not be doing a live stream.
Yes.
Of Hogwarts Legacy that day.
Yes.
I also will tell Brandon to not be surprised that I give him a call trying to figure out how to set up my shit again, because I haven't set that shit back up since Gaming Mecca last year.
That is all right. We can do that. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. I'm excited. Actually, I believe mine just finished downloading right now.
Oh, I downloaded that like fucking 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It says it's downloaded. I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited for that. It's gonna be cool. Midsummer. You heard of that movie?
No. Is that what, Midsummer?
Yeah.
Isn't that like
but it's spelled like Sommar?
Oh, no.
Lindsay Pooh or
is that Florence Pugh?
Florence? Yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird fucking movie that was. We rented that the other night. I had to see what all the hype was about. Yeah. I think that's it. I actually just got a text from one of our insiders at the Washington Square Schmeeking Schmizzard, and it's a absolutely raving review about everyone's favorite waitstaff and why that she won't go anywhere. I haven't read it yet, but it's a pretty long one, and it's probably going to make me say some no words. So I hope everybody has a fantastic week and they enjoy Hogwarts Legacy and they just have an absolute great time, except for everyone's favorite waitstaff. I hope it's an absolutely abysmal week for you. I hope it's just fucking miserable.
I hope they get a never-ending string of turf toe.
Yeah.
Gout. I hope you get gout.
Yeah. Fuck you. Enjoy that gout, bitch.
Enjoy that lactic acid, you fucks.
You ninny. Oh
man. So for Brandon Parks.
Before we go, Josh, did you hear the great news?
What's
I'm
that?
calling it right now. February 5th, 9:08 p.m. Johnny Manziel will make his return to the XFL in the United States this year. I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it. Yes. Woo! Johnny 2.0, baby. Let's do it.
Gotta supplement that coke habit somehow.
You're damn right. And I will love every second of it.
So, for the Johnny Manziel loving Brandon Parks,
Woo!
I am Josh Henney. This was the Guys Weekend Podcast. Good night.
Toodaloo!